Hi, today we write another program, and this time we will feed 10 calendar years into an array. This is the name of the array that we will use, calen, and we will start from January 1, 2010, 11 years. Okay, we have changed our coding. We now want 1 to mean Sunday, 2 to mean Monday, 3 to mean Tuesday, and I guess Saturday will be 6. At the end of the program, we should be able to query the array by specifying the year, the month, and the day, and the output will be the day of the week. These are two examples. If we key in 2011 for tuig, 8 August for bulan, 17 for adlaw, the output should be a Wednesday. And you can verify that from your cell phone. Your cell phone has calendar. All right, so let us try. There are two parts to the program. We must first create the array and feed data into the array, and the second part will be to query the array. So let's start. We first create the array and feed 11 calendar years. So let's start. Let's see. Okay. We start at line 3000, and so what do we do now? Let's give some space, apostrophe to mean comment, ignore. The program will ignore anything after an apostrophe, so we can use this for comments. So let's say, let's label this. We'll call it start. All right. We just give it a name, and then let's see. So how do we start? Well, we create again. Okay, let's create 1 month first. So we build the program. We start from the smallest and then gradually expand. So how do we start this? Let's see. All right. For column equals 1 to 7 again, and then we want we have to create adlaw equals adlaw plus 1. So initially adlaw will be 0, so we have to specify that. Let's call that adlaw equals 0, and for row equals 1 to 6, and then we feed adlaw into the array. So we have calendar, and we don't have the year yet, so let's call this temporarily, what do you want to call it? Well, YY, and then BB for bulan, and then we have row, comma, column, temporarily equals adlaw. So we feed the data adlaw into the array. Okay, and then it will increment 1 by 1 as it loops into the next column, and then we have next row. Fine. All right, so I think we've created that, and oh, we haven't created the array yet, but BASIC will automatically create a default value for us. So, but just to check the syntax, let's see if it'll run. All right, so yep, so no error, so far so good, and the variables have a value. Print YY, BB, row, column, just to test. All right, so the basic language, even if this is an old version, it gives us a default value 0 for YY, 0 for BB, and row is 7 simply because it already exceeded the boundaries. Row equals 1 to 6, so it stopped at 7, and column stopped at 8. Okay, so far so good. Now just to view the contents of the array as we build it. Let's print it out. Okay, 1 0, right? Let's print it out. Let's print Kalen, YY, BB, row, column. All right, let's put a comma. So if we don't put a comma, it will print vertically. It will print vertically. Look at that. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Let's print it horizontally. So we can say we can put a comma, but the spacing for comma is too large. It's too large. Well, if that is okay with you, should be okay with me. Or we can put a colon. Let's see what will happen if we put a colon instead, a semicolon, semicolon. So the spacing will be a lot smaller. Okay, let's do that again. Yeah, the spacing will be a lot smaller. So I guess, which do you prefer? Well, maybe we'll try the comma for the meantime. All right, so let's put the comma for clarity. Have a comma. All right, so it'll run now, but we only have 1 2 3 4 5, and it doesn't show 7 columns. 5. Well, anyway, doesn't matter. I don't want to write the locate command right now, so we want to save time. So all right, now next, as we want to create 12 months for a year. 12 months for a year. So how do we start? So adlaw becomes 0 for every month that we create, and nope, we want to index right here. Nope. Okay, this should be enough. For BB equals 1 2 12. Okay, and then for every 4 there should be a next. So we can say at line 4600 we have next BB. All right, let's run it again. As you build a program, you keep running to keep testing. All right, so it'll do it 12 times. Okay, I can stop that now. All right, now as we do that, so we want to control the number of days per month. So I can start with 3810. All right, so what do we do? If BB equals what? If BB equals February, then we want to create a W what? The starting. So the starting S call, we call it S call equals, oh no, it's not the column, it's the days, so we want the maximum days, D, call it D max. All right, okay, parang isusu D max equals 29. All right, and then the next one is if BB equals 3 or BB equals 5. If BB equals 3, 5, or BB equals 7, 8, 9, September, or BB equals 11, then D max equals 30. All right. Now, if we have all the conditions satisfied, maybe we don't even need to type the other BB. We'll just say D max equals 31. All right, and then all of them must jump to 3840. So we create 3840. We put an apostrophe even if it doesn't have any command, just so it will exist, and then we can say then D max 29 go to 3840. Right, go to 3840. Okay, go to 3840. All right, so we don't have to type all the other months with 31 days. I think we're done. Let's see. Let's run it. Oh no, we have to create we have to insert the variable dmax into our program. So let's see how we do that. So if bb, then dmax equals 29. So aha, here it is. At this point we have to make it stop. So at line 4320, we can say if adlaw is equal to, or to play safe, let's say greater than or equal to d max, then 5,000. Okay, so we create line 5,000 with an apostrophe just to make sure the line exists. If we don't put an apostrophe, it'll disappear. We'll have an error. You want to see the error? I'll show you. So 5,000 does not exist. Let's list line 5,000 does not exist. So if you run the program, you see we have an undefined line number in 4320, line 5,000. Good. So let's skip that now. Let's create line 5,000 with an apostrophe. Even if it is empty, at least it exists. Now we can run the program now. Up. Right. So this is going to print 1, 2, 31. Fine. Now why did it stop? It should continue for one whole year. All right. BB, next BB, next BB. If BB equals 2, dmax 31. All right. So why did it stop? It should continue 12 times. Ah, you don't stop at 5,000. Shoot. You stop at 4,600. Yes. So we print it 12 times. You see, you have to keep running the program as you build it, so you're able to debug. If your program is already too large, it will be difficult to debug. So right now we're okay. All right, now do we still want to print the 7 columns? No, we just want to make sure that we feed the whole data for 11 years, right? Okay, so all right, so what else do we control? So we have to control the day of the week at which it starts. All right, so let us say we have what do we start? Let's see. Okay. All right, so January 1, 2010 fell on a Friday. Okay, so Friday, we have a code for Friday, and that'll be 6. All right, and Saturday will be 7. Okay. All right, so let's see, how are we going to do that? So we have YY, so let's create YY first. All right, so YY we start with 1, okay, because we start with 2010. And then what is BB? BB is already here. And YY will have an initial value 1. That is okay. And we want the column to start on a so what variable will we give that? Let's say, column, we want to start it on a, what variable shall I give it? Day of the week, DW, day of the week. Okay, DW, enter. So it's now fed. Now DW, and we create we insert 4010, if row equals 1, then DW, day of the week, equals okay, W, which we will feed, else DW equals 1. So we now have another variable W. So okay, so W feed, and because it starts on a Friday, let's call W 6, right? 6, and then we create line 3710 just for spacing, for clarity. All right. Okay. All right. So far so good. So maybe we will be able to print the whole year now, at least for 1 year, not yet for 11 years. And if we want to be clear, we can use locate, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Maybe what I can do is just before the next row, if before the next row, 4510, 4510, I'll just say print, print, print. Okay, to skip 2 lines. All right, let's see. So the first month, it didn't skip. Why is it not skipping lines? Why is it not skipping lines? Print, print, column, 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 next row, next row. Before you print the next month, why is it not printing? Why is it not printing? Column, column, column. Okay, if it exceeds, go to 4600. Next, okay. We want it to go to 4510, so it'll skip a line. 454510, so it'll skip 2 lines. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Now we have it. All right. Now let's see if, let's test. Let's test. So it prints 12. We have now 1 year for the year 2010. And before we create the, before we feed 11 years, we want to test this. Let's test this now. Let's test this. So how do we test? Out of 5,000. Okay. So let's create some space, and we want to test this now. So test DW. So that's just a label. It's useless for the program. Just for clarity, for my clarity. You don't even have to copy this. Students copy everything that I type in when it's not necessary. Okay, so all you want to do is okay, input. Yeah, input. We don't have to rewrite the whole thing, do we? We don't have to rewrite the whole thing because it's already here. So let's call this well, what line number? What line number do we want? Call it 7,000. Call it 7,000. All right. Enter. And we call this 7,100. Enter. Call this 7,200. Enter. All right. So it's already there. It's already there. At the bottom. Good. Oh, where's 2ig? 7,000 first line 200. Didn't appear. Where's 7,200? 7,200 space. Okay. All right. So we just copied. We just copied. Just want to check. No typographical errors. All right. And then okay, so we are now testing input to bulan. All right, and we want to test. So if we are able to do this, 7,500. So we want calendar. If calen YY .2ig. Well, we don't have a value for 2ig yet, so let's use YY for the meantime. And then bulan, bulan. Then we have row column. Yeah, row column. If it is equal to adlaw. if it is equal to adlaw, then print column. All right, so that's what we want to do. Okay, if by trial and error in the program, we will write a trial and error program here. If the date that we input, the date that we key in, the day, is equal to an element in the array, then we show the column of that array. That becomes the day of the week. That becomes the day of the week. All right? Did you get the logic now? Huh? All right, so how do we do that? So we go to 7400, we write 7400 for row equals 1 to 6, and then 7410 if column for column equals 1 to 7, and then at 7510 we have next column, and then at 7520 we have next row. Now let's list that down. Okay, so we have the input for column, and then the value for YY, we have a value for YY, it's given, and then Boolean. Oh, we cannot do that yet because we're not looking inside 1 month, we're looking inside 1 whole year. So we have to, no, Boolean is already here. No, Boolean, the variable Boolean, so Boolean is here. YY, we're just testing for 1 year, and we already gave it a value of 1 above. So what do we do? Okay, well, let's see. Let's run the program. Let's run the program. Oh, 4200. What's wrong with 4200? Edit 4200. Oh, I see. I know the error now. We have an array that is too big. We have an array that is too big. And a large array consumes a lot of memory. So this version of the basic language cannot allocate that much computer memory. So we have to revise something, and that will be, what do we do? Let's say 10 years. 10. Okay, 10. Beginning, and that will be. No, I don't think that's the problem. I think it's because we haven't dimensioned the array yet. Okay, we haven't dimensioned the array yet. Oh, yeah, right. Okay. We haven't dimensioned it. Right, so we have calen, YYBB row column, but we did not dimension yet. Therefore, I will do that at line 3510. 3510. Dimension, calen. And we want, what is it, 11 years? And then 12, and then 6, 7. 12 because there are 12 months to a year, and 11. Right. Okay, why do we use 11? Because anything larger than that, we cannot be allocated so much computer memory. It will be too large. So we dimension only up to 11. 11, so 11 years. All right, let's see if it'll work now. Oh yeah, it's working. Okay, so we are now feeding the whole year 2010 into the array, and we are now looking at the contents of the array. Now, year of date, so we specified 1, fine, 1. And then what do we want to do? 2? Well, okay, January, and then 1, because we know it started on a Friday, right? So we should get the number 6. Output should be 6. Yay! Okay, now, was 2010 a leap year? It was 2010 a leap year because we specified 29 days. So let's check. Hang on. I'm trying to display the calendar now. Alright, so 2010, February, 28 days only. So our program has an error. Okay, so alright, so we better change that. Alright, so 2000, right? Okay, so 28. Okay, so now we've fed the whole calendar of 2010 into the array. All right, now what do we want to do next? You want to test? Okay, let's test. Let's see. Well, let's create that again. Too slow. So we want to go back to 2010, which we started, and September 18 of 2010 is a Saturday. Okay, so the coding for this would be 7. So remember, September 18 of 2010 should output the day of the week equal to 7. All right, let's run the program. Okay, let's run the program. Okay, so the year is 2010, and the date is September, and then 18, it should output 7. Oh man, something wrong. Why? September 18 is a Monday. No. Okay, so I better save this now. Save. We'll call this 11 years, and this is program 1. We will have a next video later. Okay, see you for the second video of 11 years array. Bye for now.